Let's talk about how bad these White Sox have been. Goodness. 12 straight losses entering Wednesday. Where are we at tonight? I think we're recording right during the middle of the game. Oh, they're up 5-1 against the Cubbies. But
Hold
I guess
your tongue, sir. We're here to end streaks.
that may not matter because the Cubs came back, I believe, last night to win the game. So I'm not that concerned. Can I share some numbers here?
Yeah.
Major League ranks for the Chicago White Sox, which, by the way, in case you're wondering, like, oh, Kyle, Nate, can I ask a question? What was the last day that the Chicago White Sox won a game? I have the answer for you. It was May 21st. That's a long time.
That's been a while.
It's been a minute. Major League ranks for the Chicago White Sox entering Wednesday. Runs scored, fewest in all of baseball. Runs allowed, second most in baseball. Walks allowed, second most in baseball. Whip, second worst in baseball. Home runs hit, fewest in baseball.
Oh.
Home runs allowed, most in baseball. Batting average, worst in baseball. On base percentage, worst in baseball. Slugging percentage, worst in baseball. OPS, worst in baseball. Positive news for some White Sox fans, though.
What?
You have some attractive trade pieces that are all but out the door in Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet.
What's that contract look like? Luis Robert is definitely intriguing, but the injuries are an issue. I'm going to look up this contract.
Can I be honest with you for a sec?
Oh, very tradable.
Yeah, extremely tradable. It's the value that you're getting in return that's the most intriguing takeaway from that name.
If he can stay healthy from here to the deadline, that's a huge deal. Set to be a free agent. Oh, there's back-to-back. I can't remember. When you trade somebody, do the club options go with? Like, to all the terms of the contract
I would
stay?
venture to say, I mean, that's baked into the contract.
A club option in 2026 for 20 mil. Same thing in 2027. Unrestricted for Luis Robert. Unrestricted
For Luis Robert,
free
I'm
agent.
taking that.
Unrestricted free agent in 2028 at the age of 30.
Can I be honest for a sec?
Sure.
I
he's a Boris client too.
don't know what it is. Oh, Boris client, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Garrett Crochet, but I don't know if that trade piece is as valuable, in my opinion. Like not as valuable to me. It's not as enticing. There's something about Garrett Crochet that I just can't quite put my finger on. But similar to a Jordan Montgomery, and I may be walking back a take, or I may be contradicting the take from the offseason, but Jordan Montgomery never really... Did I want him on the Red Sox this offseason? Yes.
Sure did.
But I saw, whether I said it or not, I know how I felt. So don't say that I'm going revisionist history. I know what I felt, and it may sound convenient now, but this is how I actually felt. I didn't feel like Jordan Montgomery that we saw last year was going to be the Jordan Montgomery that you were going to get for or whatever length of contract that he was going to receive.
Yeah.
Did he have a good year last year? Yes. Did he have a good postseason? Yes.
That's what did it. It's the recency bias of the postseason.
Right. But if you look at the rest of his career, he's just like
just middle of the road.
It's just not sexy.
No.
And for some reason, and I think Garrett Crochet is in a certainly a little bit of a different situation, much younger. And he's put up a 309 over his career, but I can't explain it. I don't, it's more of a gut thing than anything. There's just something about that where I feel like what he's put up to this point, I just don't know if it's sustainable. And I don't know if it's a situation where he's putting up numbers right now that are going to cause a team to maybe overpay and then lead themselves to maybe regret that decision down the road.
Crochet?
Yeah.
Again, he's still in control for 3 more years.
Purely a gut thing.
This is his first year as a starter too. So like this is all new uncharted territories. It looks good so far.
Third most strikeouts in baseball. I think he's got the 5th lowest whip.
It's a big ask. And that's the thing is that like I think the White Sox hold all their cards there, like in control, dominating. You can ask pretty much whatever you want, especially in a position where like rebuild isn't even sufficient, but you need whatever it takes to get this thing flipped around. I just don't know if any team is going to be willing to offer that. We're talking like multiple top 10 prospects with the ceiling that he has and like the control aspect. He had to give up a lot to get him. I don't see anybody doing that since it is his first year as a starter.
Well, that's the thing. It's like these teams that are going to be interested in him as an addition are kind of in a tight spot because you haven't had a full season of this being extrapolated out to know like, okay, what is his body's response to this kind of workload? And is this something that we can build on and continue to add to in seasons that come? So like if you're going to need a guy in a pinch or down the stretch, certainly seems like an attractive name to go after in that regard. But it's just, what does this look like after this year? Like, how is his body going to respond physically to this new format, if you will, as a pitcher, as a starter? So that'll be interesting.
Boxing champ Tommy Pham will be in a different uniform at some point, I think, too.
Which, by the way, he got sent to the IL with like a stubbed toe or something. Did you see that?
Could have been the path that he took sliding into Contreras the other day.
No, it wasn't a stubbed toe. It was something with his toe, though, wasn't it? I think that was the corresponding move to bringing Eloy or Luis Robert back, actually. What was Pham's injury? Oh, it was an ankle sprain. Yeah.
They got to move, dude. Like
they're such
I hate to say
cheeks.
it. They've been around a long time, and I understand, but like you hear Chicago, no one in their right mind thinks White Sox. No one. It's in like I don't think it's in a very good part of town. Like there's multitude of reasons why they're not getting people into that park. Just leave. The Cubs run that city. Just go. Just get a fresh start. What is happening? What happened in Moncada? What? That guy fell off so hard.
Yeah, there was a lot of promise there. A lot of promise.
I think Eloy's freaking hamstrings are held together by duct tape and chicken wire because that man is destined for IL like once a month.
I was thinking about that, I think, yesterday. That I still stand by that. The Chicago White Sox did not get made fun of enough for that whole like, hey, Eloy died.
That was
thing.
absurd. That might have been the turn. That might have been when things started to go.
That may have been it. You want to talk about unserious franchises? I think that's when they took on that moniker because that was a joke. And like I said, I don't think they worried enough for that.
They've ruined Benintendi. That poor guy.
I mean, that poor guy rolls into town sporting a 23, thinking it's going to be a fresh start in a new pair of socks, if you will, pun intended. And it has not worked out. I'm pretty sure he's still on pace for like the worst WAR ever.
It's a complete mess.
May or may not matter to some people, but take that as you will. But it's worth noting. I mean, that's
complete mess.
You got to be pretty bad to rack up that kind of year thus far.